Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today these are what we're going to be making in today's tutorial. These are like the plant sticks I was making with the birds, and I decided to make some really pretty ones that contain mostly beads. And the inspiration honestly came from these roses, these glass roses that I got from my friend Melba. And I loved these beads so much when I originally got them, and I really wanted to put them into something really nice, and because they're really special beads. They're glass, and I could see I received some bigger beads from my friend Debbie as well recently, and so I was thinking between that and these roses and some other bits and pieces that I had, that I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to create something really pretty, that we could do a video that maybe wasn't going to be too terribly long. I'm trying to keep my videos as close to a minimum as I can right now, only because I've had a lot on my mind, and so I'm trying not to spend a lot of extra time doing videos, but I still want to do videos that mean something to me. And I put a lot of love into these, and a lot of the bits and pieces I did make, but I made at other times or what have you. So they were kind of made ahead of time, and they were just used in this video as bits and pieces that I added as embellishments, rather than showing you how I made every single topper on this. They were already made. The majority of them were already made prior to doing the video. So it made it a little bit easier for me to make this video not so long. And it was things that you've seen me do in the past. You've seen me make my rhinestone embellishments, where I put my rhinestones and my porcelain flowers together. You've seen me make my butterflies. And these were just basically some bales, or I guess that's what you'd call them, that I added some great pieces to, that made them really gorgeous for these. I had this little butterfly. Really all I did was add a couple of flowers to it, and another butterfly that I made, and then this beautiful purple one over here that I added a few things to. So this is going to be a fun video. I'm going to ask that you guys please, if you would, give this video a thumbs up and make a comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. That helps out my channel a lot. I'm really trying hard to get my channel growing some more, and making a little bit better profits, so that I can make it in this world these days. So anyway, if you guys would do that, you can't imagine how much it really does help us YouTubers when you guys just stop for just a second and give us that thumbs up and a comment. Makes all the difference in the world to us, and I for one appreciate it so much that you guys are doing that for me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that for me. And tell your friends and family about the channel. Maybe you've got some other friends that might enjoy watching some crafting videos, and I would appreciate it at the same time. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to get started on this video. Now what you're going to see in the next section, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some one-shot video of each one of these and just post like a few seconds of each one, so that I'm holding it and you can see the dangles, dangling from them, and you can see them in an upright position. I also took photos of these in a little planter, so just to kind of show you what they look like sitting in a planter, but I did them all together in one planter. So anyway, I did do that, and then I took just some laying down photos as well. But I do appreciate you guys watching, and I thank you so much. And let's go ahead. I'll show you some of those quick clip videos, and we'll get started on the project. You're probably going to see me do the whole, hey, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts again. If I don't remember to pop that out of this video, so please forgive me if it's in there twice. I didn't think to do this until the end of the video, and I thought, you know what, I'll just do my intro after I finish it so that I can show you ahead of time what we're going to be making today. So hope you enjoy it, you guys. Let's get started. A couple of these I have painted white, but most of them I've kept silver, and the reason for that is that the beads slip on and off a little bit easier on the silver than they do the white, and some of these I had to really work to get them on here. And you can see I had tried to put one bead on this one, and I took some of the white off of the tip of it, but I can spray that back later. Now these two here, this one and this one, they are done. I went ahead and I finished these two first because I wanted to play around, and I wanted to use a couple of my handmade butterflies on some of them, and so I ended up using them on these two, and I resined the butterflies onto the backs of the skewers that I used for these. But you can see, oh my goodness, these beads are so beautiful. These are the ones that I got at Michael's that I was kind of bummed that I had to pay so much money for, because I only got 3 of these in the set. But it's okay, because it was worth it, because they're so beautiful, and this really just turned out lovely. And what I will do is I will get you guys some better pictures to look at and video of them, you know, standing up, so that you can see how the beads kind of hang off of them. But these are absolutely stunning, you guys. I think they turned out really, really gorgeous, and I'm super duper happy with them. So I'm going to put those aside in my little cup over here so that they don't get bumped and moved around. And what I did with these is I just sort of started kind of putting them together and finding bits and pieces that I wanted to use. Now this one here is almost pretty much done as far as the beads go, and that was because I used this dangle, and the only way to get it on there was to resin it on, and it resined everything on that was around it to the stick. So it is what it is. It's already together, except for its topper, which is going to be this flower, and this flower is sort of a purplish whitish color, so with a pink center. So I decided I wanted to use that on this one. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to use on this one, unless as I'm going along I find something else that I want to use. But I mean, I don't have any small purple butterflies or anything that I can use on it, so the only other way I could go is I did also make these flowers, and what I did was I put 2 together of these pink flowers and added centers to them, and I made them different. You know, they're all sort of different. These are pink, but it would still be very, very pretty on that plant stick. So I could do that, or I could go with just this beautiful rhinestone piece that I have. but I feel like that's not quite big enough for it, so I don't know that I want to use that. And then I also have this white flower, and that's an acrylic flower, and that looks absolutely gorgeous. But again, it's not quite big enough, I don't think. So unless I come up with, the other thing that I could do is I do have this earring here, and let me snip off the post on this real quick, because this would be very pretty sort of hanging from the top, but we do already have a dangle on this, so I don't want to overdo it with the dangles. So you see we have this beautiful dangle down here, and if I was to use this at the top, I mean, that would be gorgeous too. And it actually looks fine with the two dangles because they're very different from each other. And that does fit on the top very nicely. Or I could switch it out and maybe use one of these other ones on this one. You know, move that down, and I had that pink flower. And it's okay to put pink with purple, you guys. Although I really wasn't planning on doing that with that. And then I could take and put this on this one, and that would be gorgeous as well. But I had planned this one for this skewer, and let me see. That would be beautiful on that one, but I did plan on the silver butterfly for this one. And I really worked a long time on getting these together, you guys, and really making them look the way I want them to look. So I don't want to waste all the work I did put in on them. I just kind of feel like I don't want to put two dangles on this. I mean, this dangle could come off on that side. And I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks very almost boho-ish with both of those dangles on it. And it is very gorgeous. So I may go with that. The only thing with this one is it just kind of, for me, doesn't say enough. It doesn't do enough for it. But it is pretty. It's just extremely simple. And you guys know me. I'm not a real simple girl. So, I also have, but again, this is a dangle, and I don't think this will hang quite right. It's kind of caught up here. I don't know what happened. Well, I think the chains got kind of messed up there. Okay. I do have like this bow, but that doesn't cover up the top, so that absolutely does not work. Or, I don't know that this will work either because the center rhinestone is a different color, but wouldn't that be gorgeous? I mean, that is so beautiful, but it's not a purple stone in the middle. So I don't think that it will ultimately look right. So I don't know. I've got a few other things. I've got like this, which is just a pearly piece, and that actually looks kind of pretty on there. It's quite large though, and a bit heavy. And I was looking at using this for one of them possibly, but I feel like that is just too big for any of them. Yeah, I had this. This would have been pretty on the one with the blue stones in it, but I've already done that one, so that's a no-go. I just don't see anything. I don't have anything purple, you guys. I just don't have much in the way of purple stuff. There's that, but that really doesn't, it's got some purple in it, but I don't feel like that is doing it any justice. That will be pretty on something else. You know how you just get a certain feeling for something and you just want it to look a certain way and it's not happening. That's kind of how I feel with this one. I've got butterflies here, but they're all way too big. I mean, the only ones that I have that are smaller are like this one here, and they're blue. And that doesn't really go. I mean, it actually doesn't look bad, but it's blue. So I really don't want to go with blue on purple. So I'm kind of stuck here, as you can see. I'm looking in this other thing. I've got a box that I'm going to do in purples. And I did put some stuff aside for that, but not intending on really using all of it. I have an idea. I've got some of this pretty lace, and I do have a purple flower. Maybe if I put some of that lace behind it, sort of coming out, and the purple flower, that would be really pretty, wouldn't it? I think we might do that, you guys. I think I found something. I'm just looking. Oh, look. I have more of my purple beads, too. Let's see. And I don't think that I would probably use the purple beads on this piece that I'm doing. Oh, and I do have this, but this is pinks. But this would be pretty maybe on one of these. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's got that sort of purplish flower on this too, like the one that I had initially. I don't know, this one. It's a purple. That actually looks really, really pretty on there. And I think that's what we're going to do, you guys. I think I decided. I do have the purple flower, but again, it's just really super simple. And I don't think it does exactly what I want to do, although with the lace behind it, like that, sort of coming out behind it, that would definitely be very, very pretty. And I can make the lace so that it's more kind of wispy looking. That would be very pretty. Or maybe with the purple flower. Oh gosh, I'm getting pins and needles in my arms, you guys. I don't know why, but maybe I'll do that. I'll use the purple flower, and I'm going to use the lace, and I'm going to put that aside. I am going to put those beads out here, but I'm going to use the lace. I decided. Okay, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take these, and we'll go one at a time. I'm not going to use that. And we'll just start. You can see all the beads on this one are loose. And I just kind of put them on there. And I found beads that had big enough holes that these skewers would fit on. And these are what are like my inspiration for these. These are some glass roses that my friend Melba sent me. And I just love them so much. And I had put them in her box that she had sent them to me in, and I knew I loved them the minute I saw them when she sent them to me. And I put them back in the box, and I totally forgot them until I was going through that box and I saw them again, and I got so excited about, I mean, I instantly knew what I was going to do with them, because I had been thinking about, okay, what am I going to do with those, and it has to be really, really special. So this was what I came up with. So, and this is the only one that doesn't, this and the two butterfly ones are the only ones that don't have the glass flowers, and that's only because I wanted to save a couple of these beads for something else. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my B7000, and maybe a little bit of hot glue. And I want to make sure, like these, I want these to stay turned the right way so that the flowers are facing the right direction. And I'm going to take a dot of hot glue here and put that there and just push my little rose right up there to that other bead and sort of, oh no, I dropped beads off of it. What was I thinking? Oh, and I'm never gonna find it. I don't even know what it was. My goodness, Carol. Really? I hate when I do stuff like that. I don't even know what bead I lost. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay, I think this pearl was what I dropped. I'm pretty sure because I do know I had a small pearl on one of these at the bottom, and I think it was this one. So, okay, so we've got that on there, and I did want to get rid of any oozing glue that came out of this, but I got sidetracked a little bit, so let me see if I can get that off of there now. This plier doesn't close all the way at the tip, so that's not going to be very helpful. This one should work. This one's kind of the same way, but it does grab things a little bit better. Okay, so I just wanted to get that little bit of oozing glue out of there. Okay, so we've got those on there. Next, and I don't remember exactly what order I had these in, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I think next I'm going to go with this bead here, and it really doesn't matter. I mean, they can be different, and I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue right there. I'm not going to put my B7000 because I'm not worried about these spinning so much as these ones with the images on them. Like this is a beautiful bead with roses on it. And I want it to show, you know, in just the right way. So it's got the roses and the greenery, and I want to show a little bit of both of that, both of those aspects of it. So, let's see. I was just looking. I've got some other beads, chain beads here, and I was thinking I might like to use a little bit of those for dangles on a couple of these because they're so pretty. A little bit of hot glue there, and we will just push that right up there and get it turned in the direction we want it. And make sure I don't have a bunch of oozing hot glue here. I have a little bit there, so I've got that out. And then what I can do, which kind of, I think I'm going to need to do it, is to just pop a dot of hot glue right here at the bottom. Like that. And that will hold that in place. Then I'm going to go with this sparkly acrylic bead here. And again, this one, I'm just going to add hot glue here. And there we go. See how beautiful that looks already, you guys? It's so gorgeous. I love it. And let me see if this was the pearl that I lost. I think it is, because it looks like it's got the big hole. Yeah, this is what I dropped. I just wanted to make sure. It's an awfully tiny pearl, and out of all the pearls, I had big pearls here too, but they did not have big enough holes to go on these. Okay, so there we go. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Well, let me come down on this just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Okay, so that's what we've got for that one. And then what I want to do, I'm going to take this is what's going to go on the top of this one. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put some hot glue right on this part and set that right on top so that it's in place. Didn't use a lot of hot glue, just enough to hold it in place until I can get the resin on it. And I'm also going to glue one of these flowers right there. Or was that, wait a minute. No, that's not for that. This is for the butterfly over here. That's going to go with that. Okay, never mind. I think I did have this one, though, as a possibility to put right there. I don't know if it really needs it, though. I think it looks beautiful without it. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not real crazy, and that's okay. I like that. The other one, see, now it doesn't look like it's centered here on the back, but it is. You can see it's lined up perfectly. So that's why I try to line these kinds of things up from the front so that I can visually see how it's going to sit. And I'm just going to add my resin. Not too much. I don't want it all oozy and dripping out the back side. And I'm going to put it under my heat lamp, my UV lamp, for about 5 minutes. And I'm going to hold it for just a second so that resin can start to cure. Now I got it sitting up straight, so it's good. Okay, so next we have this one. Now this one is getting, let's see, are we going to do this on this one? I think we are. I think that looks gorgeous, don't you? And then we're going to use the butterfly on that one. So let's go ahead and start settling these beads in. So you've got to make sure that you have beads that have big enough holes in them, you guys. And some of these beads have like ultra large holes in them. I mean, really big. And I'm just going to wipe that off of there with my nail real quick. This isn't one of them, but like, oh gosh, I don't even see the ones. I don't think I used any of the huge ones. Well, here's one right here. So like this one, and I didn't use any of these. This has a huge hole in it. And so that's way bigger than the sticks on these skewers. They fit, but you need to think about gluing them in place though, because if you don't, then they're probably going to spin and they're going to look off kilter at times. So I would always suggest that you glue them in place. Now these roses, always glue them in place. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue down here at the bottom because I've got my B7000 on there. Holly, you need to go out, and I'm going to push this little bead right up against the rose. And now those two beads, and I wanted this glued in place too because it has a little design on it. So I want to make sure that it's facing forward. So those two beads are in place. Now this is one of the ones, here's one with a big huge hole. We got to make sure we put plenty of glue in for this one so that it doesn't go all over the place. So we're going to put some hot glue and some B7000. I'm going to slip it over that B7000, get it in place just like that, right up to that bead so that it'll sit straight, if I can get it to sit there until that hot glue sort of dries. Just like that. And then I'm going to put some hot glue down here at the bottom. You can see I've got a very deep hole here, so I'm going to literally push some hot glue inside that hole. I'm going to take this bead and I'm just going to push it right up onto that bead, and there's pressure between these two beads where that bead's not going to go anywhere now. This one doesn't have the huge hole in it. So this one's got a beautiful, like a wine colored rose, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I want to put I need to wipe the tip off on this real quick. I don't want the gloppy stuff on there. So we're going to put some of that there. And again, a little bit of our hot glue. I'll just kind of put that towards the back. And we're going to push that little rose right up there, and then I'm going to get the glue out of we're going to use these again. So I've got that little piece of glue there. I'm going to get it up off of there. So that's just what kind of squeezed out when I lifted the bead. And we're all set. Okay. So now, again, I'm just going to use a dot. Let's see. I feel like that bead didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. I can spin it just a little bit. There we go. Pop that one up. There we go. Now's the time to make sure everything is exactly how you want it. Don't wait until everything gets really hard and that B7000 takes hold. So a little bit of B7000 for this one, and I'm going to pop it right up onto that bead. I still feel like this one there. Okay, gorgeous. And then we're gonna, oops, we want this. I'll put a link to the B7000 for Amazon. I didn't have to pay a whole lot for it. It was a really reasonable price on Amazon for a package. I think it gives you 4 tubes of this, and that way it'll last you a while, and it works like a charm, you guys. I love it. I like it more than E6000, so it is my top pick for the good bead adhesives. Works great. Okay, so there we go. We've got all those on there. And then we're going to go for this, and this was just something I made with some of my rhinestones and my porcelain flowers. You can see I resined everything together. And so again, I'm going to take my hot glue. I need to move those out of the way there. And I'm going to go around this. And I want that sitting just like that. Perfect. So pretty. Look at that. And again, just like the other one. Okay, I'm going to check all my beads here. Check, check, check. Check and recheck your beads, you guys, to make sure they're all the way you want them, because right now that B7000 is still movable. Okay, so I've got that on there. Next step, I'm going to use my resin. Now you guys could use just more B7000 on the back of this, but my suggestion is always put more so that you can be sure it's going to stay in place. And the B7000 will work. You don't have to use resin, you guys. If you're not people that like to play with resin, that's okay. Use your adhesive and you're going to be just fine. I'm going to pop this under the light and let it sit for just a minute there before I let go, because that one's not going to sit straight. If I had something to put under it, let's see, let's move this in there. That way it won't roll. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant stick. Gorgeous, you guys. Look at that. Okay, so that one's done. We can put it off to the side with the other two. And then let's see what we're going to do with this one. This one's going to get, what is this one getting? Let's see. I think this is getting this on it. Look how beautiful that is. So we need to move our beads down. Actually, this was going to go on a different one, but it doesn't matter. We can use it on this one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop my beads off here. And I feel like I want to cut a piece of this off. Okay, and what I'm going to do, oops, there went my rose. Oh, Lord. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go find my rose. Okay, got the rose. Sorry, you guys, I have to shut my camera off when I do that because I have to get down on my knees to find things under my table, and it's not an easy task to get down there, let alone to get back up. So I have to shut my camera off in order to do that. I'm going to see if I can get this to go on to, actually, let me do it this way. I want it to hang a little off kilter here. And that is if we can get it on there. It's not off kilter. So let me go to the next one. And I'm just going to pull it up right here to where the hook is. And I'm just going to leave it there for right now. So what I want to do first is I want to put a smaller bead on first. Because of this, you can see the pearl comes down lower. I need the pearl to come down onto the stick a little ways. So that's why I need to put a bead on there so I know exactly how far I can go with that topper. So we're going to start with, I think we're going to start with this. Let's see. We'll start with this one. Is that going to look good? Yes, that's going to be perfect. Okay, so let's get our B7000. Let's get going here. I figured this video wouldn't be too bad as far as time is concerned, because these are pretty easy to make, you guys. Whoops, I've got that coming off. But now it won't go anywhere because it's at the top of that bead. So we're all set there. And then the next bead we're going to put on is going to be our rose. So it's going to go right like that. Oh, wait, look it, I almost did it. What I wasn't wanting to do. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue here for this one. And I just want it to come down little ways. And I'm going to get my little pliers here and get off that little blob of glue. Almost got it all off. Okay, there we go. And I really kind of want this, I don't know, I think I want this to stay up in the loop, because I think it's going to hang better from there than it is if I let it come down the stick. So I'm going to try and keep that up there as best I can. Okay, so next we're going to go, I think we're going to go with one more of the smaller beads first. Get that B7000 off of there. There we go. Pop that bead on, and that's so pretty because it's got just the images of the flowers underneath there. Now I'm going to put a dot of hot glue right there, and I am going to grab this rose, and I'm just going to put that on with the hot glue right there. I'm not going to use the B7000, but I will be using some at the bottom of the rose, so it'll be fine. Okay, there we go. So that's what we've got so far. And then the next bead I'm going to use is going to be, I don't know if I want to use this one or I just want to look at a couple of these first before I decide. That one looks really pretty up next to the flower. And then if I do this one next, and then this one, I think that looks really, really good. Right? I think that looks good. Or do I want to just... What do I want to do? That looks pretty right there. I think I'm going to go with this one next. And let's get some of our Tricky 7000. And yeah, it's a little bit goopy, but that's okay. I'm going to get the wet stuff on there. And a little dollop of hot glue up at the top. And we're going to press that one on right there. Okay. And let me wipe this off. just try the best that you can to keep your glue tube as clean as possible, because once it gets really, really goopy and messy, it's a lot harder to clean. My problem is I just don't have really great pliers at hand right now to pull that off of there, but I got it. It's fine. Okay, it just takes me a couple minutes longer, that's all. Okay, I just want to keep my mind on this dangle and not pull it down too far. Okay, next we're going to go with this one, the silver one. Just like that. Those two are going to look amazing together. A little bit of B7000, just a little bit. And then I'm just going to push that up there with the B7000. I don't have to worry about that spinning or moving, so it's fine. And in a couple of minutes, it's going to be right on there, no problem. And I'm going to put some right here. And I'm going to add some hot glue right here. And I'm going to kind of try and go around this a little bit, because this is one of those big beads. And I want this to go on that way. And I'm going to hold that in place and push that right up there. And we want to try and get this sitting there so it looks straight. And because that hole is so big, sometimes these really big hole beads will look crooked. So you just want to do your best to try and keep them from doing that. I'm going to upside down it, and I'm going to squeeze a little more hot glue on the inside of that hole just to add some filling. Just like that. And then I'm going to add this little bead here, if I can get it hold of it and get it on there quickly. I think I'm going to add just a dot of hot glue right there and push her right up inside of that other bead. But I do want to make sure that she is turned the proper way. Okay, so there's that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then I want to see, when I put this on, how is that dangle going to hang? It's going to hang just like that, and I think that looks really good. That's kind of how I want that to go. So I am actually going to dot some hot glue on there for just a second. And I'm going to let that harden a little bit so that that dangle stays right where it's at right now, because I do like the way that it's hanging. It may or may not stay, but I'm going to do my best. Now, without trying to touch all of those beads and everything, I'm going to go with my hot glue. And I'm going to pop that on there. And see, I gave myself just enough space for that pearl to come down to the top of that first bead. Just like that. And we want it to be straight, not crooked. And I think I waited a little too long, so it didn't It didn't hold in place, so I'm just going to heat up this glue a little bit back here. Okay. And again, move it just a little bit. And that looks pretty good. Just like that. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? So, so pretty. So now we want to carefully, because I don't know how good that glue is on there, so we want to quickly and carefully do the resin on the back of this one. And I'm just kind of going around sort of the outside and the inside, wherever there's a space for that resin to hold on to. And we're going to put it under the light and then take this one out. And that one actually sits nicely in my lamp, so that one's okay. All right, now this one, I want to decide, do I want to add, I think I'm going to add one more flower to that because I think it looks really, it kind of finishes it off by putting that one last flower on there. I think it looks really nice, and it really does need to be there. And so I'm just putting that in there. I'm going to stick it under my lamp and give it a chance to cure a little bit before I let go of it. Okay, so now I'll let go. All right, now this one is going to get this butterfly on the top. And we're going to move these down, and we don't need to worry. Let's see. I am going to have the butterfly come down a little bit because I have an idea. I'm going to put a rose up there at the top of this. So I do want my butterfly to come down. So I want this first bead to be down just a ways. And we'll get a little bit of hot glue on there. And I'm going to get my handy dandy wipe here and wipe off that excess glue at the top. There we go. Okay, so next we're going to go with our rose. And I don't need that right there at the moment. And we're going to put that on there. Not too much. We don't need too much. There we go. And now this one. This one doesn't have any of those flowery beads on it, so it's going to be pretty easy to get these all up and in place. And this one, I'm going to go, because that's bead is a little looser. This one I'm going to go with hot glue to push this little pink rhinestone bead up into that and hold it in place, because I do want them to fit tightly together. Okay, so next we're going with our B7000 again. And you guys do it by feel. You know, if you want to use the B7000 throughout the whole thing, that's fine too. I just, sometimes it just depends on how it feels to me as to whether or not I'm going to use hot glue or B7000 on a specific bead. And if I think having the hot glue there to hold it firmly in place when I need it to, that's what I'm going to do. And this one, I think I'm going to use my B7000 because it's just a little tiny bead, although I do need it to stay turned the right way. It's on there fairly tightly, so I think it's going to be just fine. And this one has a little bit of glue there, so we're going to pry that out of there. There we go. So look how easy that one came together. And once you've been doing these, after you get going for a little while, you're going to go to town, and these are going to go really, really fast. So on this one, actually, one of the things I am going to do, well, no, I don't even need to do that. I'm going to do a little dot of hot glue right here. And I'm not going to go all the way up because there's going to be part of this loop that the butterfly's not going to be touching. It's going to be sticking out. Just like that. So that's how I'm doing that. And then I'm going to put, I'm debating on whether I want to do a white flower or a pink flower up here. I think we're going to go with the pink one just because she's got, although, I don't know, the white might be good just to kind of set it off. Let's see. Whoops. And this is where you guys all scream at me and say, what are you doing? Go with this one. Go with the one that you've already got on there. Don't change it. Okay. I think we're going to go with this one. So on this flower, I am going to use a little bit of B7000 on one side and a little bit of hot glue on this side, and then I'm probably also going to use some resin on this in the back just because I can. So I've got that on there like that. I should have just used hot glue actually. I shouldn't have put the B7000 because it might make it harder for the resin to hold, but we'll give it a shot anyway. So now we're just going to resin this guy in here. And we can use a bit of resin behind there on that side because it has a bit of a gap. And then on this, we're just going to go just like that and hope it sticks. And we're giving that 5 minutes. And so now we've got this one. It looked like it was a little bit bent, but it's actually just that top piece looks like it's it comes out a little bit on the top. That's all. Okay, so now we've got this one. Gorgeous. And I forgot to put, I didn't put any dangle on this one, which is kind of a bummer, but it's okay. It looks beautiful even without it. I could probably add a piece, you know, if I just resin it to the back side here. It would actually look really pretty on there. So maybe we'll do that. We'll cut a piece of this off and we'll just resin it to the back because these beads, oh my goodness, they just have such an effect on a piece. I mean, they're just gorgeous. And they're so sparkly and shiny and just really beautiful. I think what I want to do though is I feel like I want to have this little flat part here to resin onto the back of this so that it hangs nicely. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of put it back there. hold it in place and stick some resin on there. And pop it up under the light for a minute. And I would love to put this piece on there too. So I think I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I might as well just go for it, right, guys? Just add that right there, and I'm going to lay it under my light. And I do have to hold on to this for a second so that it gets a chance to get a little bit cured. Okay, so here we've got this one. And again, I did not put a dangle on it. Silly me. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? This one I think I'll just do like a single piece. I mean, the good thing is I can add it. It's not that big a deal. Because I definitely want a dangle on this one. And actually, what I could do with this one is I could take one of these pieces and just kind of go up by the flowers. Like I would my other butterflies, and just kind of have it coming out from the flowers and dangling. And I think that will be pretty, but I'm going to go ahead with my hot glue on this one and make it a little bit easier on myself to just put that little dot there. And we're going to come up on this side, I think. Turn it the right way, Carol. There we go. So we've got that on there. Isn't that pretty? And it's a nice long one. And we'll just drop our resin just towards the top of that stone. And pop it under our light. And then this one's done, so we have a happy piece there, so we can put that one aside. This is the last one, you guys, and this is the one I wasn't sure what I was going to do with, and I think we came up with a great solution. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this so that it has like a more like a little climbing look. So it's not just, I think I'm going to cut this off right here. And this is some of the lace I used to get from Debbie, and she recently sent me a little piece of it. And I'm going to use some of it on a beautiful prayer box that I'm doing for a dear friend. But a little piece of it can be used on this. And that will be a-okay. So if I go like that and pop that in there, like that, I think that's going to be really, really pretty. And maybe I'll just add this one to my friend's prayer box. That sounds good, right? And it's just a gift for my friend. She loves purple, and so I want to do it in purple. So first things first, oh, we don't even need to glue the beads in on this one, you guys. All we have to do is put this on, and we are going to be done. Woohoo! So I will absolutely get some good video to show you guys what these look like in the up and down position, you know, with the dangles and all that good stuff. And then you can kind of really get a good eye for the details that went into them and how easy and fun they are to put together. And if you are interested in purchasing one, I will be putting them in my shop. And so you'll be able to purchase them there. I'm going to use my B7000 on this. I've got a glob on here. And a little bit of hot glue just to get it going for a minute. And I think we're going to put our leaf going up. And that looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. I love it. Maybe, just maybe, what I can do is I feel like I could add another flower to this, like right there. I don't know, so we have to look at it and see. But another flower might, it's kind of pushing that up there like that. No, I don't like that one. But I do have some purple of my porcelain flowers. So let me see if I can find one of those that I want to use. These ones are pretty, and they're a good size. And one of those would be pretty, like right there. Or would it be better to go towards the top? No, I've got more space at the bottom that I can use. Like that. I think that looks real pretty. Yeah, I like that. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually resin these flowers onto the back of this lace. I feel safer with doing that. I feel like it's going to stay better. And I will be happier about giving it to her knowing that it's going to stay together. So these are ready. There's that one. And there's that pretty one. And this one I'm gonna hopefully get resin up under there. Like that, and get that curing so that those flowers aren't going to go anywhere. And I think I just made it in time. I think my husband's pulling in the driveway right now, and I timed this perfectly because I'm going to be done in 3 minutes. So I just hope I can say my goodbyes to you guys before he comes walking in the house, but I doubt it. He's pretty quick. When he gets here, he's quick to get in the house. He doesn't waste a lot of time. And he's probably tired. Ah, there's another one of my little pearls. I must have forgot that on this one that I'm holding right now. Or one of these, maybe. That's okay. We don't need it. I don't know, maybe that wasn't Jeff, although I think I see red. He's got a red truck. I think I see red out the window. Okay, so there we go, you guys. We've got all of these beautiful, beautiful, let me just wipe this off a little bit, plant sticks for just your little fake succulents that you have at home or whatever you've got going on. You can use one of these and it will make it look gorgeous. And we've got a whole bunch of them here. I'm so excited about these, you guys. They all came out gorgeous. And I'm glad I figured out what I wanted to do with them. So there you go. There's a whole bunch of beautiful, beautiful, I'm going to back this off just a tad bit so you can see them all. Beautiful, beautiful plant sticks. And I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. I'll get some great photos of these for you to see on the back end. And I will also, like I said, I'll also do a little video with my phone of them in an upright position so that you could see them with the dangles and how they really, really look when they're hanging and sitting in a plant, because I've got some plants that I can use to pop them into and take some of those pictures. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up and make a comment. Let me know what you think about these. I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, you guys have a blessed day and have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. God bless you all. Love ya. Bye.